present to you the graduating class of 2012.
Please stand to salute the flag.
It is our pleasure to introduce to you our mentor, colleague, and most of all, our friend. His commitment to the Children's School has resulted in the wonderful learning environment that we experience each day. We present to you our principal, Mr. Arthur Mattia.
Thank you, Ms. Kathy. Welcome, graduates. Are you ready to graduate? Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Because it's so warm, and we recognize that, we're going to make this ceremony, okay, go as quickly as we possibly can. So, get ready, because we're going to have a nice little, show in store for you. And I just wanted to also apologize in advance for myself and Miss Rosa, because pretty much immediately after the ceremony is over, we too have to go to family functions. My 5th grade son is graduating also at this very same time, on this very same day. So I'm going to go to his ceremony as quickly as I can. Miss Rosa has her stepdaughter's prom, and she'll be going to. So we will be leaving immediately after, pretty much, and I just wanted to say I'm sorry that we have to get out of here as quickly as we can. But now, let's get on with this ceremony. It's going to be a good one. So I'm going to have Miss Sandy, are you coming up? Miss? All right, just call places. Places, 5th graders, here we go. seats. Let's give another nice round of applause.
Thank you, Artie. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our first keynote speaker. Cameron Myler is a 7-time U.S. national champion in women's luge and a 4-time U.S. Olympian. She was chosen by her teammates for the prestigious honor to carry the American flag for Team USA during the opening ceremonies of the 1994 Winter Olympics. Cameron attended Dartmouth College, where she graduated cum laude and is also a graduate of Boston College Law School. She is currently an attorney who specializes in intellectual property cases. Cameron is also an athlete ambassador for Kids Play International, which uses sport and education to empower underprivileged children in countries such as Rwanda, Malawi, and India. It's a pleasure to present to you Cameron Myler.
With you guys today and share a few thoughts about my experiences as an Olympic athlete. But first of all, I just want to make sure, does everybody know what luge is? Raise your hand. Yes? Yes. Okay. Has anyone been on a luge sled? Yes? Do we have 1, 2? Really? Okay. Excellent. More than I thought. So just for the parents perhaps in the audience who might not be familiar with the sport, luge is a Winter Olympic sport. It is the fastest one out there. So the track in Vancouver at the last Olympics from the men's start was 97 miles an hour. So that's what I love to do, go really fast on a sled. But luge is, it's been part of the Olympic tradition since 1964, and as an Olympic athlete, I learned a few things along the way other than how to go really fast on a sled. That was fun too. But the Olympic Games, they're a sporting event, absolutely, and hopefully you guys are ready to watch London coming up in next month in July. The Olympics are going to be on. But the Olympics are also about a philosophy of life. And the Olympic ideals, which are the values underlying the Olympic movement, are excellence, friendship, and respect. So I thought I would share a few of my thoughts on excellence. So excellence is, it's not just winning a medal or getting to stand on the podium and be #1 on any given day. Always a good thing, but it doesn't always happen. So excellence is excellence in body, in mind, and in will. So let's start with body. So body makes sense if you're an Olympic athlete, right? You have to train pretty hard. You have to know what your sport takes, and you have to get ready for that. So luge, when you sit on the sled at the start, you pull off from the handles, wear spikes on your fingertips, and paddle down the ramp. And then it's all about skill. So on the start, that's your only chance to make the sled go faster. So I trained 4 or 5 times a day, every day that I was on the national team. And that was 14 years. So I knew what I had to do to get physically ready for my sport. And I'll just say that some tracks are really technically difficult, so if you don't steer in the exact right place at the exact right time, you crash. And I don't know if you watch luge on TV, but the ice looks nice and smooth and shiny. When you crash going 75, it doesn't really feel that way. So body, you have to have excellence in physically and with your body. So mind is next, and maybe that's not quite as obvious why that would be important for an Olympic sport. But let me give you an example. I was competing in a World Cup race on a track near Innsbruck, Austria, and I was really fit, I was ready. I went down on the first run, and the race is 2 runs combined time. So I went down on my first run, and I got to the bottom, and I thought, oh man, that was like the best run that I've ever had. And they said, oh, oops, the timing didn't work, so you're gonna have to go again. I thought, oh, no, I don't even know if I can have the same run that I did last time, but my coach said, go in the start house, get ready, and then just come back and we'll send you down again. So I knew that I was physically ready, but what I really had to get ready was my mind, and just be prepared and do what I knew how to do. So I went out there, I got on the sled, I pulled off from the start, and the next thing I knew, I was at the bottom of the track, and I didn't really remember a single thing from the way down. But when I was coming up the outrun, everyone on the side was clapping, and I thought, oh, what on earth is going on? And they said, you broke the track record. So I set a record that day, and that's what being prepared and having excellence with your mind can do. So finally, will. And I think this is really the most important thing, the most important of the three, of body, mind. So will. Will is about perseverance and dedication and facing challenges that are more difficult than you ever might imagine, but then figuring out how to succeed anyway. So in 1994, I was getting ready for the Olympic Games, and about a week before we left to go to Europe, my shoulder dislocated. So, you know, luge is all about the start at the beginning, and I couldn't even tie my shoes or pick my arm up, so I totally couldn't do the start. So I had that to deal with, and I had to do a lot of work, but I was determined, and I really wanted to go to the Olympic Games, and I was prepared to do whatever I had to do to get there. And then the other thing, the other challenge that I faced was my brother was sick with cancer. So I wanted to be home with him, but you know, he really encouraged me. He said, you've been training, you've been preparing to go to the Olympics, so I'm going to support you. So I thought, okay, this is another reason to test my will and really see what I can do. So not only did I get to the Olympic Games, but I got elected by my teammates to carry the American flag at the opening ceremonies, which I have to say was one of the best things, because I walked in there and I was representing not just me or my sport, the luge team, but really everybody in America. So it was a really great honor. So these are some of the principles I think that unite all Olympic athletes: excellence and respect and friendship. And they serve me well as an Olympic athlete, and they serve me well every single day now. So I practiced law for 10 years, actually left my law firm about a year ago, and I went to Africa with a nonprofit organization called Kids Play International, where kids, they don't have as nice school facilities as you guys, and not very many opportunities, but we use sport to teach and to engage kids, and it's a universal language. Everybody speaks it, and I think the Olympic ideals are part of that language that we all speak and that we all should learn and share. So when each and every one of you guys walk out of here today, what I'd like you to think about is, how are you going to excel? How are you going to be the best you can be in body, mind, and will? So each and every one of you has amazing opportunities ahead, and I wish you excellence in every single one of those. So thank you and congratulations.
At this time, we're going to make a little bit of a program change. And you know, in our field here, it's flexibility. So right now, what we'd like to do is present to you the class of 2012. applause and give a big round of applause at the end. Thank you. Danielle Matlin Weiner. Christopher Bell. Xavier Markowitz. Christopher Olson. Jillian Bennett. Keyshawn Farley. Noelle Sierra. Caleb De La Cruz. Aaron Kirschenbaum. Hannalena Hoover. Maya Quinn. Oscar Baldwin. Shauna Seda. Michael Cordy. Rafaela Spielberg. Noah Sauls. Phoenix Gobey. Ela Schrecker. Samuel Lanois. Harry Gruber. William Sullivan. Lucy Brownstein. Antoine Given Black. Sylvia Bird. Rachel Bucalo. Matthew Petrick. Henry Cefalio. Molly Zolan. Joseph Petrini. Thomas Mezzo. Renee Russo. Naomi Giancola. Samantha Drake. Lily Schubeck. Emma Dereskowitz, sorry. Leah Wurtzman. Cayenne Marcelli. Aiden O'Keefe. James Brennan. Olivia Santiso Murray. Alexandria Leone. Ashley Alexander. Elizabeth Sullivan. Azra Thomas. Emily Vickers Badstall. Noah Mattingly. Caitlin Dominix. Luka Tchaikovsky. Kevin Holcomb. Phoebe Grouper. Mia Shearer. Miles Spencer. Julio Charles Rogers Felix. Jack Chandler. Jezebel Gomez. Aiden Clark. Sean Paul Phillip. Madison Eve. Isaac Zaslow King. Tyler Jean. Aiden Brotherton. Christopher Asma. Jedediah Pinkney. Andrew Weaver.
Eliana Sandoval. Justice Reddish. Sergio Suru. Julian Cudlett. Evie Rami. Joel Rader. Congratulations, graduates. We're going to go back into our program and introduce our next keynote.
Our next keynote speaker, as you know, is Jimmy Kennedy. Jimmy Kennedy is a member of the 2012 New York Giants Super Bowl championship team. Kennedy did not take it. When I did some research about Mr. Kennedy, I realized that I should have wore high heels too. So let me go on to tell them all about you. So he didn't take the Timberwolves path to the NFL. After an exemplary high school career, Kennedy received a scholarship to Penn State University, where he became a 4-year starter and earned a Bachelor of Science in Rehabilitation Services in 2002. In 2003, Kennedy was selected in the first round, 12th overall, by the St. Louis Rams. During his first year as a member of the New York Giants, Kennedy was part of the team's championship run. He is currently working on a book about his life as well as the founder of his own clothing company. He continues to speak to children at schools and football camps around the country about education and how football can be a tool to help children work hard to receive the education they need and they deserve. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Jimmy Kennedy.
You guys are making me nervous. All right, congratulations. This is an honor, it's a blessing. Thank you guys for having me. It felt great winning the Super Bowl this year, but it's great to have this Super Bowl ring on my finger, you know, just because it reflects all the hard work that I put in. Since I was you guys' age, you know, I was focused on a bigger dream. My dream was to actually become a cartoonist. I love fashion and I love trying to put my heart into everything that I was doing. So this right here is a symbol of me putting my heart into football. Like I said, I love fashion, so I started my own clothing line. I don't know about you guys, but I had it rough growing up, so I had to stay focused on the things that were important to me. So what I did was I wrote all my stuff down. I put my dreams all on the paper and I went after them. To this day, I walk around and have a rock that's shaped as a heart and it says believe. This is a reminder to me that I need to stay focused on my goals, to believe in my goals, believe in my dreams, and believe in myself. I hope you guys believe in yourself. I hope you guys are focused on your goals, enjoying this time right now, and saying what our next thing is going to be and focus on it. We won this championship because we stayed focused. We didn't have a great season, but we stayed focused and we was focused on the mission. The mission was to win the championship. Stay focused on your mission. Remember your 6 W's. That's what I live by. My 6 W's are work will win when wishing won't. If you remember that, you guys will be successful. I mean, I wish you guys the best. Stay positive. If y'all need anything, I'm always around. I'll come back anytime. I know you guys are leaving this some of y'all.
Really give an applause to both of our keynote speakers. They were just fantastic. Thank you. Can we just thank Michael Dolan out loud? He really lined up the keynote speakers this year. So next is a special presentation from the teachers.
Sorry. This was a lot lower for Mr. Kennedy than it is for me. So, okay. I know you offered if there was anything we need, so Mr. Kennedy, a couple of tickets to opening day would be great, if possible, for everyone. We do want to say, give a special thank you to several parents who went above and beyond. Of course, all of you parents and family and friends go above and beyond on a daily basis. But in particular, we want to recognize a few who helped to make this day possible. So on the graduation committee, we have, I'm going to ask you to come up, Ms. Ruth Ann Gersten. Ruth Ann started on her high school volleyball team for 3 years. Sheila Matlin. Sheila Matlin, please come up. We'll ask for the next three parents to come up. They helped make the graduation breakfast such a wonderful occasion as well. Ms. Jennifer Brilliant, Ms. Jennifer Passanen, and her husband Martin Weaver. Please come up. grade graduation party, such a wonderful event. I know you guys had a great time. We asked that Heather and Martine Gobier come up. Making the yearbook so amazing. I know this is the second time he's given up his time to do it and take the photos of everyone. Mr. Chad Murray. Chad. If there's anyone who felt that they should have been acknowledged but were not, please speak to Ms. Vicky at the conclusion. Get off now? It's too hot? All right. I told you this wasn't a good idea. Maybe summer wind? I think there's more presentations now. A couple more? Okay, sorry.
Hi guys. We wanted to recognize our amazing teachers and staff, and without any of them, none of this would have happened. So please, as I say your name, come up and take a bouquet just for you. From 5-1, we have Miss Vicky.
The teachers of 5-2, Mr. Joe. Ms. Elena. Ms. Ruth. Ms. Linda.
recognize too. Roxana, thank you.
Jillian. Susan.
The next person is Allison.
So this is the moment when the PTA pauses and acknowledges parents in the graduating class who have made lasting contributions to the school. So can I please have Felicia Eve, one more time, Ruth Ann Gersten, and Ira Yankaway. To you. I know. Felicia, the PTA you inherited was fractured and aimless. With the sheer strength of your will, you brought us together and gave us collective purpose. With the sheer power of your charisma, you kept us motivated. The PTA has not been the same since. Ruth Ann, Pizza Friday, the art auction, staff appreciation, 4th grade fundraising, 5th grade fundraising. There is nothing that we do here that does not have your imprint. All you need to do is start your sentences with, "Hi, honey," and we are all devotion at your knees. Ira, under your deft stewardship of the school leadership team, the school implemented policies that changed and enhanced the education of our children. You helped make our classrooms diverse and culturally rich. You protected our kids from being bullied. You always fought the good fight. And under your leadership, there was a committee that looked beyond classwork and books and homework to the social and emotional development of our children. We are so grateful to the three of you. Woman Joan Millman has supported us in many projects within our school, and she is a big advocate for education for our children. So Joe Millman today unfortunately couldn't be here, but representing her office, I'd like to present Josh Levin.
Hello, thank you very much for having the Assemblywoman here. Like Kathy said, unfortunately, the Assemblywoman is in Albany today, finishing out the legislative session, fighting a good fight for schools and school teachers, school children of all the district. As a former school teacher, the Assemblywoman understands the importance of the education as well as all that the school teachers do and all the administrative staff. And she certainly embodies that spirit when she continues working in the legislature. She was also a former school librarian, so every day that she goes to work, she goes thinking of what can she do to better the schools of her district and of the state. So unfortunately, like I said, she can't be here, but I'm really excited to be here as well to see all the parents and students that are moving on to bigger and better things and graduating from 5th grade on to 6th grade. So I wish you the best, the Assemblywoman wishes you the best, and we hope that you enjoy your summer and get through this god-awfully hot day. Thank you.
Okay, class of 2012, so at this time, we take the opportunity to thank once again all of our colleagues and your teachers from class 51, 52, and 53. So, without further ado, we call up to the stage Miss Vicky, Mr. Jose, Mr. Pierre, Mr. Rob, Mr. Joe, Miss Elena, Miss Ruth, Miss Linda, Miss Shauna, Miss Emily, Miss Jasmina, and Miss Marianne. So we would just like to thank you for the wonderful learning community you create for our children. And we, Ms. Rosa, Mr. Artie, and I would also like to thank you for the wonderful colleagues you are to all of us. So thank you so much.
So we promised to get you out of here early, and it's exactly what we're going to do. Because we know that everybody has a lot of things they want to do for the rest of the day. And because it's so warm in here, we need to get ourselves concluding this ceremony. So I just want to once again congratulate the 2012 5th grade graduates. So many people that have to be thanked that helped get you along this way. Okay, you guys can be seated if you want. Between the parents that were up here and the staff that were up here, there's a lot that goes into making your journey through the children's school successful. And we appreciate everything that everybody has done. I do have to acknowledge, though, the superintendents, Gary Heck and Anita Scott, from District 15 and District 75. Gary Heck from District 75 and Lee Scott from District 15 for their support. Tanya Bates Howell from the CFN is here. I appreciate that, coming to see us. Of course, Ms. Kathy and Ms. Rosa. They don't get enough credit for everything that goes on here. They so richly deserve it. My assistant principals, Ms. Kathy and Ms. Rosa. The Arts Department, what you see going on around here was done through the Arts Department, the performance through the Arts Department. We have one of the best and one of the richest arts departments, and we appreciate everything that they do. Mr. Doug, our technology wizard, thank you. The custodial staff that helps prepare everything and makes everything look so nice also. And I really do have to reinforce what Allison has said, okay, as far as Miss Felicia, and for the work that she did for the 3 years that she was the president of the PTA. I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you had done, okay, and how much you meant to this school. And I wish you nothing but the best, you and your family. So thank you again, Felicia. As well as Ira from the SLT. Ira, you know, we share the same birthday, by the way, so, you know, we're a lot alike, and you know, being on a leadership team and sharing it, you know, all these years, I will truly miss you, and miss your leadership qualities also. But I also have to acknowledge and thank Miss Allison, our current and outgoing PTA president for her last 3 years, because she picked up right where Felicia left off. And she did an amazing job in making sure that the parent body was being, you know, reflected in so many ways, and making sure that she was a voice for the parent body also. So Allison, wherever you are, raise your hand. Thank you, Allison, for everything that you did. I really do appreciate it. And of course, my PC, my parent coordinator, Roxana, I have to thank you also. For all the things that you do, coordinating everything that you've done, and for making sure that, you are my voice also, my liaison between parents and staff, as well as the school itself. Most of all, I have to thank you, the parents, and of course, you, my students. Without you, without your support from the parents end of it, without my students coming in every day, learning and growing and seeing us watch you from your early days to where you are now, you represent who we are, and I can't thank you all enough. Just very quickly, a special thank you to Ms. Angie, our IEP and Related Service Coordinator, and Ms. Maria Hutchie, our paraprofessional, who are both retiring at the end of this year. We wish them nothing but the best, and we will miss them. So thank you, Ms. Angie. Thank you, Ms. Maria. So you guys have a little extra special, because this marks our 20th year in existence. So you guys get to graduate after 20 years of us being around, so you can keep that in your pockets to know after 20 years you were the graduating class. So that's something a little extra for you guys. But what you have to understand is that this bureaucracy, the Department of Education, and what they're doing and how things are being done, the Common Core Learning Standards, performance tasks, test scores, academics are good, don't get me wrong, we believe in the academic piece, and we want to see the academic piece. However, there's more to children than just academics. And that happens to also be the social emotional piece. And we need to make sure that we do not lose sight of that social and emotional piece. So, what we try and do, and I hope we're being successful at, and I know we can continue to work on, is making sure that children are armed with the strategies to make sure that they can navigate through situations. So this way they understand what it's like to be in situations and how they can best handle themselves. We try to work on that social emotional piece every week of the year, which is so important, and we will continue to do that and continue to grow in that field. But the only thing that I ask the children is that what you never do is forget who you are and what you're about. And both our guest speakers, Ginny and Cameron, alluded to that as far as the respect and to keep a focus on your goals as to where you want to be. And I can't reinforce that enough, to make sure that you have empathy, respect, love, and kindness for one another throughout your life, because those are goals that we can never lose sight of. Said this, and I continue to feel that we are, in many ways, I compare us to the classic, The Wizard of Oz. And to me, it's one of my all-time favorites. And I compare us to it because, as you know, it was the intelligence of the scarecrow, the courage of the lion, and the heart of the Tin Man that helped Dorothy remain focused, that helped Dorothy make it to the land of Oz and get back to where our home is in Kansas. I look at us as also kind of like the land of Oz. As a team, I think that we all play a role in developing the minds of our youth and giving them the courage and the heart to accept who they are and what life is all about. So remember to always keep sight on that prize. In closing, here's a quote that I would just like to repeat from an author unknown, and it is, life is not measured by the breaths we take, but the moments that take your breath away. You take our breath away. Thank you all so much for making this a very special place tonight. A very special place to be the principal. Enjoy this summer. Good luck to you all in middle school. We love you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for such a wonderful day. And as we get ready to end our celebration, families, we just ask that you remain in your seats while the graduates exit. We ask that you meet your children in the back of the gym for light refreshments. Also, all of this fabulous artwork that's all around the walls, we're asking that if you see your picture, please take it home with you today. All right, so thank you. Join us in the back for refreshments and have a wonderful day. Congratulations, graduates.
Lucy.